Well, once again, it is Friday, and as always, I give my weekend advice for the weekend coming up. Obviously, summer is over, and many of us are getting ready for fall. Fall is here, and many will be doing weekend projects. But still, with the COVID quickly coming to an end, a lot of people are headed out of their houses to go out to eat and do other things, attend kids' sports games. They're open, and a lot of things are open. So hopefully life is getting back to normal very quickly, and that's a good thing. With that said, if you are traveling, obviously, if you are on the road and you're stopped for suspicion of DUI, you never want to refuse a chemical test, whether it be a blood or a breathalyzer test. That will never help your case. Take the test and have your attorney fight the charges later if you are arrested for DUI. With regards to field sobriety tests, you aren't obligated to take those tests, and you can refuse those tests, but please be aware that if you do refuse the test, more than likely the prosecutor's office will argue some type of consciousness of guilt. So if you are refusing the test for some physical limitation, make that aware to the officer. Please tell him that I can't do this test, I can't maintain balance because of some physical limitation. At least it's on the record there, and that way, if your case does go to trial, it's a tool that your attorney can use potentially to mitigate any type of argument that the prosecutor will likely make in front of a judge. With regards to traveling into New Jersey or Pennsylvania with a gun, remember that New Jersey is unlike Pennsylvania in many ways. The number one issue in New Jersey is guns, and New Jersey is very restrictive with guns. Your Pennsylvania permit will do you no good in New Jersey, so if you travel into New Jersey, do not take your Pennsylvania gun. If you are stopped and police do find a gun in your vehicle, you're not obligated to make any statement to police. Simply give the officer your name, your license information, that is it. If the officer is asking you questions or says something like, I'll go easy on you, please understand respectfully to the officer, he or she has no control over that. Ultimately, that is the prosecutor's decision whether or not your case is moving forward with regards to a criminal charge. With regards to illegal drugs, understand that you can be stopped and can be DUI or DWI if you are taking prescription or even over-the-counter drugs. DUI and DWI is not limited to illegal drugs, like a Schedule I drug like heroin, cocaine, PCP. It actually covers all drugs, so be aware of that. If you are taking prescription drugs and you're not supposed to drive, don't drive. Finally, with regards to traveling and moving throughout the states, understand that warrantless searches are permissible in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Police don't need a warrant to search your car if they have probable cause to believe that the vehicle contains contraband. Now, understand that if the officer wants to search your car, do not get in his or her way. That's a bad idea. Simply let the officer search the car, but do not give consent to search your vehicle. Simply tell the officer, if you're going to search the car, officer, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm not giving you consent, and leave it at that. Don't take a vehicle stop as an opportunity to assert your constitutional rights. You assert your rights by maintaining silence and being respectful to the officer. You do not assert your right by getting into a physical altercation or getting argumentative with the officer. It will not help your case. It will only make the case more difficult. Do not listen to newscasters and sports announcers and sportscasters and professional athletes who more than likely never went to law school, probably even never took a criminal justice class, and have no idea what they're talking about. They're simply spouting off words, and don't listen to them, please. I can't tell you how many times I have listened to news reporters on ESPN who are journalists, they're not lawyers, and they have no idea what they're talking about. They really are just giving people bad information, and I wish sometimes that those people themselves could be prosecuted for the illegal practice of law, because it's the equivalent to giving medical advice over the airways, and people, it really could dramatically affect a person's life, and in many situations cause harm to to a police officer, and that's not something that you want to do. So if you have questions about any of this, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. We answer our calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The weekend is the busiest time for our office. We receive the majority of our calls in Pennsylvania and New Jersey during that time. The website, GamboneLaw.com, a tremendous resource for you and your family. I encourage you to visit the site. Please download my books, my blogs. Everything that I've ever written is available on that site. It's a great website. We are very proud of it here. So once again, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. Please have a great weekend. Please enjoy it responsibly, and I will talk to you.